What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Overland Dude. Today we're going over how to start camping for under $100. This includes all the gear you'll need to get out there and start camping. Before we get going, I want to point out a couple things. Clearly, as you see in the pic, you are not going to get all of that for $100. That is not realistic. I didn't put that in the pic to be mean and show you that's not where you're going to get. I put that in the pic to show you that depending on how you go with this and get into the hobby, that's potentially what you're going to get into and what you're going to work towards. With that said, also, one of the reasons I don't recommend you go out and spend hundreds of dollars or thousands is, for one, you don't even know if you're going to get into this hobby. So it's pointless to spend all that money and then decide you're not into it. Two, your wants and needs as you camp are going to change. The way you do things are going to change. So you want to continue to buy gear based on how you're going to do things. Some things you're going to notice are going to annoy you on a trip. You'll wish you had this. You'll realize, I don't really need that, and so forth. So as you go along and replace items or add items, it's going to be according to what fits your current needs and the current way you camp. So with that said, let's get into what you're really going to get as seen right here. Max. Shelter. What do you use for shelter? Tent, exactly. Okay. So we're going to go with the Ozark tent from Walmart, coming in at under $30. Okay. This is not going to be a pop-up tent. I'm not a magician. This is going to be your old school, old style tent. You're going to fish poles through it. Max, how do you stay warm at night in your tent? Sir, camping the third. How do you stay warm at night?
Maybe get some sleeping bags, blankies, maybe get like pillows and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sleeping bag.
And also, if you are really on a budget, like you have like no money to spend, there's always the internet that you can look up and maybe watch some videos. It's kind of just sounds good.
Yeah. He means watch our video. Our video. Okay. Sleeping bag. Taking a bunch of blankets is not the same as a sleeping bag. A sleeping bag cocoons you in. The way it works is trapping all that body heat together. Throwing a blanket on when it is 30 degrees outside is not the same trick. You have to get a sleeping bag. Sleeping bag, I was able to get a bag for us rated down to 30 degrees. Whoa. 20 degrees from Big 5 for $30. One thing about sleeping bags. You can almost, with the exception of legitimate expensive bags, you can add 10 to 15 degrees for whatever each label says. For instance, mine said 20. Mine I have tested down to 30. We've tested his down to 30. Anything under that, and we start freezing our butts off. So, $30 bag, rock solid. We're going with the old school type. We're not going with the newer expensive synthetics that weigh nothing, because that's not in the budget. We're going with the thick, heavy down ones that we all grew up with. Well, maybe you didn't if you're like 18 years old right now. But the ones I grew up with, thick, heavy flannel ones, $30, gonna keep you warm.
Hi, I am literally the expert at this. I've been doing this for over 4,000 years. Yes, I'm pretty young.
Okay.
I've been doing this for 4,000 years and I'm just really good at this.
All right, moving on to that Medkit. I cannot stress this enough. This is not optional. You have to have a Medkit if you're going to do outdoor things. This even includes sitting by a campfire, bike rides, hikes, you name it. A Medkit also is useless if it's not near you or with you at all times. Make sure everybody in your group knows where the Medkit is and how to use it. Trust me from personal experience, you need a Medkit. It's a lifesaver. I'm going to put a list of the basic essentials you need to have in your Medkit. These are things that you can get from the dollar store, grocery store, stuff like that. Don't have to go crazy, you just need certain basics, which you'll see in my list here. Also, as your group gets bigger or more people you're camping with as time goes on, you'll want to have more than one Medkit or a bigger Medkit. Again, you have to have a Medkit. This is not optional. All right, for water, we're going to keep this simple and on a budget. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to the store and buy 1-gallon jugs. You need a gallon per day. Freeze 1 to 2 of the jugs before leaving and they will melt during the trip, giving you ice cold water all the time. Fill your smaller water bottle using the gallon jugs. Cooking is a stress reliever. I enjoy cooking for family and friends on a trip. I enjoy it, so obviously I transitioned into actual cooking.
Yeah, you totally not just see me eat my mustache there, but no mustache.
That's what you can work towards, if so be it. I have mine so dialed in that I can pull to a spot, have you sitting in a chair, everything ready to go, my tent, sleeping bag, and the grill's on, cooking in under 5 minutes. That's your goal if you're going to get into this. Okay, moving on to bags. Okay, Max, you got a backpack, right?
Yeah.
And you had an old one from last year, right?
Had one 4,000 years ago. I made it myself.
And we've got like little cheap bags from the grocery store, right? Yeah. Here's my point. I would find it very hard to believe that someone doesn't have some kind of bag in their house.
Unless you're like, at least like you don't really have that much stuff and probably don't have a bag.
Yeah. But I would say 99% of people have some form of a bag in their house.
10 cents at Walmart.
You're not going to go buy an actual camping bag. We're going to use that money somewhere else. You're going to find any kind of bag you have in your house to put 1 to 2 days worth of clothes and 1 to 2 days worth of food.
You're probably wondering, where does that money go to? Me. Spend it on me. I want the money.
You'll also notice you're not buying a cooler, okay? You're not going to be able to get a cooler for a $100 budget. That's why we're sticking to dry food. By doing sandwiches, peanut butter sandwiches, granola bars, that kind of stuff, apples, oranges, you name it. You don't need a cooler for that. We're making this simple, don't forget. All right, last but not least, you need a camping chair. Here we're going with the Ozark camping chair from Walmart for $7.50. You seriously cannot go wrong with this. The build quality is actually pretty amazing. I've had mine for 5+ years. It's still rock solid. Do not expect this in comfort-wise to be the Ritz-Carlton. Obviously, it's $7.50. However, until you're ready to upgrade, it's fantastic. And you may not even want to upgrade. That rounds out the video, how to camp for under $100. Get out there, get the gear, keep it on a budget, get out there and start camping, and enjoy God's beautiful creations. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next video.